Welcome back to Gem and Cozy, you guys. This very yellow room is the primary bedroom in my house, and my boyfriend and I decided to move my office into this space. This is my first time talking about it. A lot of weekends and random evenings have been committed to fixing up this bedroom because we actually never got to paint the walls or fix all of the drywall after moving in. There were so many things going on ever since we moved to this house, and this is a fixer-upper, so we finally committed to changing out the lighting and painting all the walls so that I could turn it into my dream office. Well, I guess not dream office because I never really thought about what that would look like, but I'm really excited because there's way more space to get more shelving and to maybe even have a little quiet corner for me to read or draw. We spent the last weekend painting the baseboards and getting side-eye from Safi. I plan on sharing an office reveal once I'm situated. Every time I have to move everything around or make a big change to my office, I always feel really stressed out because it takes up a lot of my time. So then I felt really guilty about not being able to pack and draw lately. I feel behind this month, and I know that that's okay, but I really don't want to rush myself into moving everything into the new office without really organizing and cleaning this time around. I'm bringing you guys along as I repaint my nails because painting the baseboards got my nails really chipped and messed up, but it had already been over 2 weeks, so I felt like I was ready for a new mani. I was really feeling this pink color from Mooncat, and it has such a sparkly, shimmery Barbie vibe to it. I was such a tomboy growing up, but I feel like I've always liked feminine things. But I think that when I was a kid, I kind of strayed away from really embracing my femininity, especially because I felt like the term girly was used so negatively. I felt like I couldn't be that athletic girl and be a girly girl at the same time. But now that I'm older, I don't give a fuck. So anyway, back on topic. I have realized so much about myself recently. I have always been a very organized and clean person, in my opinion, and I used to hear that from people all the time. But ever since I started this stationery shop, so many things changed in my home lifestyle that impacted the way that I clean and organize things. So for one, I used to have a secondary office that I used to use just for creative time or computer use and for work before I had this stationery shop. And now that I have this business and I run it from home, I no longer have a personal space. The secondary office is now my art studio office, and I don't really have my own space in the house, if that makes sense. So whenever I want to draw or have quiet time, I still have to use my office, or I find myself at the dining table, which has become its own issue because I'm taking up all this space there as well. I also don't really have space for my personal belongings, so a lot of them are still boxed up because I didn't have a place to put them since my office was so small. Wait, let me pause my story for a second so that I can kind of set us up for the next part of this video. So I finished my nails. I used these cute little stickers that Alex sent me. Thank you so much, Alex. It was a birthday present, and they turned out really cute. They were a little bit hard to peel, but I think I figured it out over time. I was going to start packing after painting my nails, but my keyboard was out of battery, so I decided to take my cozy girl, healthy girl walk first, and now I am back at the table trying to get some admin work done before packing some orders. I have been listening to an audiobook, so you won't hear the background of me kind of shuffling around packing everything, so I'm gonna continue my story time with you guys. So back to my office story. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys with the back and forth. So basically, I really had to sacrifice a lot of my personal space and belongings in order to make this business work from home, and I'm totally okay with that. Luckily, I didn't really have that many personal belongings to begin with. Outside of my clothes, most of my personal belongings are actually art supplies, so it kind of worked out. I just couldn't take them out and put them neatly in an organized space because there was no room for extra shelves or anything like that. But the other thing I noticed about myself after running this stationery shop is that I am a clean person, but I'm kind of like an organized, chaotic person. I didn't realize that I really rely on containers and essentially junk drawers to keep things kind of organized visually. So I end up with a lot of random containers and boxes of scraps of art supplies, maybe things I wanted to keep for junk journaling or my travel journal. Sometimes I will find notepads that have defects on it, and for some reason I'll set it aside in the wrong place, and I'm like, I don't know why I did that. I think it's because sometimes I want to create little bundles or prizes out of those grade B options, because all of my grade B products end up in the same place otherwise. So I just don't think that I visually had enough space to kind of keep my ducks in a row, where I'm like, this is going to be for my giveaway prize, this is going to be for my junk journal supplies, because of the limited space. So this time around, moving into a bigger room, I am sort of promising myself to really sit and work through all of the junk, throw out the stuff that I no longer need, and then sort everything so that all my art supplies are separated from my sticker making supplies and my possible giveaway stuff or craft supplies, it just got really messy. So it doesn't appear as messy when I look at it because everything is kind of hidden and stowed away, but I feel like I really got that whole junk drawer thing down to an art. And I thought about it, and even when I was younger, I always had one of those junk drawers to kind of just keep random knickknacks and things that I felt bad throwing away in a drawer that no one could really see, so that the top of my desk would look really clean if someone were to walk in, but all of the mess was hidden in that junk drawer. I think that this is a form of accommodation for me. This is kind of a way for me to find a middle ground that makes cleaning and organizing doable. So I don't have an issue with it, and I embrace that that's who I am. But when I have a novel cleaning opportunity like this where we're moving everything, I know I need to take advantage of just setting up the environment for success if possible, so that I can optimize all of the space and the bins that I have in this space. I've always really had a hard time throwing things out. I like to keep random cute things, and this was before junk journaling was something I knew about. So I always wanted to keep things like movie ticket stubs and just cute ephemera, random nostalgic things. You know when you get a shirt and then it has ribbons on the inside of the shoulder part that helps you hang it on a hanger? I would cut those ribbons off and then keep it for like a stash of random ribbons. But I had no real use for it. I was just keeping things that I thought would be fun for some kind of crafty purpose and sort of waiting for the day that it would find its moment. And a lot of the times those moments do not happen, and I just end up with all sorts of random trashy stuff. Let me know if you guys can relate to that. So when junk journaling came around, I was so excited because it's so cathartic to just throw things down, glue it down, and be like, I got to use every single piece of thing that I may have wanted to keep. So I am having so much fun junk journaling. You guys see me talk about it and share spreads all the time. I only wish that I started it sooner because it has been such a fun little quick and easy relaxing time. So at this point in my packing session, I switched to listening to a podcast. I noticed that if I'm listening to something that has a timer on it, such as an episode of a podcast or a YouTube video or even a music playlist, I can hold myself accountable for packing for a lot longer because I feel like I am doing a session of packing rather than packing as much as I can. It feels like two very different things when you turn it into more of a goal-oriented game. I also really love to listen to interviews and podcasts of other creators and people with businesses, people who are in marketing. I feel like I can learn so much terminology through them because there are things that I feel like I kind of just understand, but then I don't really know why. So hearing the vocabulary and the jargon behind how things work, especially in the marketing world, it's really helpful since I don't have a background in it. I'm always trying to learn as much as I can to help grow the business. I paused my little podcast for a moment just to reflect on how well I freaking pack if I have some kind of video on in the background. It's crazy how just like parallel playing, body doubling with a show or just like with an audiobook can make all the difference. I'm getting so much work done. Thank goodness, because I woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed. Like, I truly felt that this morning. I think I dreamt of bad things and I woke up like annoyed with all of my circumstances and like pent up frustrations, and I was like, wow, today like just isn't going well. Like, it's not a good start. So I took a walk and I was like, how can I change the trajectory of this day? What can I do to make this day feel a little bit better moving forward? So I actually ended up canceling my packing day with my sister tomorrow because I was just like, this is not going to work. I think walking makes such a difference in grounding yourself and giving yourself time to reflect. And then you also have a moment to cool down if you are a little bit hot-headed. I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on that and share how great that has been. This podcast is 57 minutes long and I am 48 minutes through. It's been very productive and I feel good. Take a sip of water if you're watching with me right now. Also, thank you, Katie. Katie sent this to me for my birthday and I stuck it on my bottle. Jordan and Lan's order really stuck out to me because both of them got my little chickens. Let's pack this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Perfect. Since this one is a bookmark, I always put like a sheet of cardboard behind it. I don't think it's necessary. It's just an extra step that I try to take with the scrap chipboard that I have, because this is a rigid mailer, but it just feels so much better knowing that it has a little extra support on its way to its new home. Feels good. And if you guys are wondering why I do this, this is just to help me when I'm printing labels so that I can print a bunch of them at once. So I like to put the person's order number and their first name on there so that I can print maybe 4 to 5 orders at the same time. 6, 7, 8. And I don't know if it's pronounced Lan or Lon. It's their second order, so thank you. I am at a good stopping point to switch to just regular packing and some vertical content for my other social media accounts. I always have certain orders that I think are gonna be good to share as a packing video based on what they purchased or maybe what they wrote in their order note. So I am going to switch to that now and see you guys later. I have 45 open orders. And here is everything that I packed today. I feel like this is pretty good. You all done napping? You all done? We're both all done for today. Bye, everyone. Girl, Safi, good girl. You ate it all. Empty. Before I end this video, I wanted to show you guys how all of my windowsill gardening is going. This is my bush bean plant, which I grew from seed. It is so tall, it needs to be repotted. These are my tomato plants and my green onions. My basil, also surrounded by green onions, and my fig tree. I found out you can just cut the branches and it'll regrow. My cilantro does not look great, but it's hanging in there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me as I packed orders. Here's a sneak peek of the new office I'll be moving into.